As most of you probably know, our federal government has a legislative branch that determines many of the laws that dictate our day to day lives in this country. But did you know that each state also has its own legislative branch, which also dictates anything left out by the federal government, so that individual states can have their own rules and laws varying from state to state based on the individual needs of their constituency? In Colorado, where I'm from, the legislature is similar to the national as well as 48 other states, with two houses, both a House of Representatives and a Senate, that determine all of the laws for the state locally. The only state that does not have two houses is Nebraska, and they only have one, according to the National Conference of State Legislators. There are only 8 legislatures that hold a longer regular session each year than Colorado, according to the National Conference of State Legislatures. However, 4 of those states, Montana, Nevada, North Dakota, and Texas, each only meet in odd-numbered years. So even though they meet a little bit longer in the year that they operate, they take an entire year off, making them less termed than Colorado. There are 13 states that have open calendars meeting throughout the year as necessary, but this results in Colorado being more active as a legislature than all of the other states except for 4 other states that have longer terms annually. In Colorado, there are 65 representatives that are elected to 2-year terms. Ballotpedia explains that each of those representatives can serve up to 4 consecutive terms, but then they must take off 4 years before they run again. It's the way that Colorado has term limited representatives and representation throughout the state. That 4-year term, Colorado representatives may not serve in any office, but then may run again for another 2-year term, or 4 2-year terms if they choose. This 4-year moratorium also applies to the 35 senators that are elected to 4-year terms, according to Ballotpedia. The length of terms for senators is longer, but they're only allowed to serve 2 consecutive terms, resulting in an individual being able to serve 8 years in the Senate or 8 years in the House of Representatives before having to take that 4-year break. Both senators and representatives will make $50,802 in the 2027 session, according to the Colorado General Assembly website. This is still less than the Colorado median income, which makes it necessary that most legislators in the state have supplemental incomes, or that their income from serving is supplemental to their regular jobs. Colorado is not unique in this, but it provides an interesting point to think about how people can serve in Colorado or any other state when the pay for doing so is still so low. Colorado is very similar to the structure of our national government, as well as many of the other states in our country, but some of its intricacies with term limits and the salaries that it pays make it different than other legislative branches, making it unique and something worth looking at.